Welcome to the 10 Minutes Gold Mine, where every book gives you a treasure of knowledge in just 10 minutes. Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. Introduction. Alexander Hamilton, by Ron Chernow, is an in-depth biography of one of the most influential and contentious figures in American history. Written with clarity and insight, Chernow's work brings to life Hamilton's complex character and examines his pivotal role in shaping the United States. From his humble beginnings as an orphan in the Caribbean to his influential career in the American Revolution and the early years of the nation, Hamilton's life is a remarkable story of ambition, vision, and tragedy. Chernow's biography not only highlights his political achievements but also provides an exploration of his personal life, relationships, and the controversies that surrounded him. Part 1. The Early Years. Alexander Hamilton was born on January 11, 1755, or 1757, as the year remains debated, on the island of Nevis in the Caribbean. His early life was far from easy. His father, James Hamilton, abandoned the family, leaving his mother, Rachel Fawcett, to raise him. When Hamilton was around 11 years old, his mother died, leaving him an orphan. With no support system in place, Hamilton was taken in by a cousin, and later, he lived with a merchant in St. Croix. Here, his sharp mind and writing abilities became apparent, especially after he penned a vivid description of a hurricane that hit the island. This letter was published in a local newspaper and attracted the attention of some prominent citizens, who helped fund his education in New York. Hamilton's early life was marked by hardship, but his ambition, intelligence, and resourcefulness allowed him to overcome these obstacles. He arrived in New York in 1773 to attend King's College, now Columbia University, where his passion for knowledge and political engagement began to take shape. His experiences during these formative years would influence much of his later work. Part 2. Education and early political involvement. Hamilton's time at King's College was short but impactful. He quickly immersed himself in the intellectual and political ferment of the time, as tensions between the American colonies and Britain were growing. He became a strong advocate for independence, and his writing skills gained him attention as a fiery and persuasive pamphleteer. Hamilton's political thinking was shaped by the Enlightenment ideas circulating in Europe, especially the importance of strong centralized power and the role of government in maintaining social order. In 1776, just 3 years after arriving in the colonies, Hamilton joined the Continental Army. At the age of 21, he became an aide-de-camp to General George Washington, which would prove to be a turning point in his life. During his time with Washington, Hamilton participated in critical battles and became a key player in the military and political efforts to win independence. His relationship with Washington grew increasingly close, and Washington would become a mentor and father figure to Hamilton. Hamilton's work in Washington's camp during the Revolutionary War showcased his brilliance and commitment to the cause. It also introduced him to some of the country's most influential figures, many of whom would become his political allies and adversaries in the years to come. Throughout the war, Hamilton wrote influential pieces and served in various military capacities, earning the respect of his peers and setting the stage for his future role in the fledgling government. Part 3. Post-war challenges and the creation of the U.S. government. After the war, Hamilton's focus shifted from military affairs to the political and economic stability of the new nation. The Articles of Confederation, the first Constitution of the United States, were proving ineffective in uniting the states, and Hamilton became a strong advocate for a more centralized government. He believed that a strong federal government was essential for maintaining order and securing the nation's future. This vision put him at odds with many of his contemporaries, including Thomas Jefferson, who favored states' rights and a limited federal rule. Hamilton's political philosophy was grounded in his belief that the United States needed a government capable of maintaining its sovereignty and engaging in global trade. His advocacy for a powerful federal government found expression in his involvement in the drafting of the U.S. Constitution. Along with James Madison and John Jay, Hamilton wrote the Federalist Papers, a series of essays that argued for the ratification of the Constitution. Through these writings, Hamilton eloquently defended the need for a strong federal system, laying out his vision for how the new government should function. When the Constitution was ratified in 1789, Hamilton was appointed the first Secretary of the Treasury by President George Washington. In this role, Hamilton embarked on his most significant achievements, establishing the nation's financial system. His vision for the economy was bold and transformative. Hamilton advocated for the creation of a national bank, the establishment of a national currency, and the assumption of state debts by the federal government. His financial policies were designed to stabilize the country's economy, establish the U.S. as a credible borrower, and lay the groundwork for future economic growth. Hamilton's financial policies were not universally popular, especially with political figures like Thomas Jefferson and James Madison, who felt that his ideas favored wealthy elites at the expense of ordinary citizens. Despite their opposition, Hamilton's financial system proved crucial in the development of the United States economic infrastructure. His establishment of the National Bank, in particular, would play a central role in American finance for generations to come. Part 4. Political Rivals and the Duel with Aaron Burr. While Hamilton's economic and political influence grew, he was also involved in ongoing political rivalries that would have a profound impact on his legacy. One of his fiercest rivals was Thomas Jefferson, with whom he had deep philosophical disagreements about the direction of the nation. Jefferson believed in a more agrarian, decentralized vision of the United States, while Hamilton advocated for a strong, centralized government with a focus on industry and commerce. These political tensions reached a boiling point when Hamilton's opposition to Jefferson and his political allies led to several public confrontations. Hamilton's critics also saw him as too authoritarian, and his support for a strong federal government made him a controversial figure. However, despite these challenges, Hamilton's political career continued to thrive, and he maintained his influence within the Washington administration. The most dramatic moment in Hamilton's life came in 1804, when he became involved in a duel with Vice President Aaron Burr. The two had a long-standing personal and political rivalry, and when Burr ran for governor of New York, Hamilton publicly opposed him. This fueled Burr's anger and led to the fateful duel. On July 11, 1804, the two men met in Weehawken, New Jersey, where Hamilton was fatally shot by Burr. He died the following day, at the age of 47. Hamilton's death marked the end of a remarkable political career and left behind a complicated legacy. Part 5. Conclusion. Ron Chernow's biography of Alexander Hamilton offers a vivid and comprehensive portrait of one of the United States' most significant and controversial figures. Through meticulous research and a deep understanding of the period, Chernow brings to life Hamilton's intellectual, political, and personal struggles. His rise from an impoverished orphan in the Caribbean to a key architect of the U.S. government is a testament to his remarkable talent and ambition. Hamilton's legacy is complex and multifaceted. While he is remembered as one of the key figures in the establishment of the United States, his vision of a strong, centralized government has remained a subject of debate. His financial policies laid the foundation for the nation's economic system, but they also generated significant opposition. Moreover, his fierce political rivalries, especially with Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr, left a lasting mark on American politics. Despite the controversies surrounding him, Hamilton's contributions to the United States are undeniable. His work as a founding father helped shape the course of the nation, and his impact on the development of the country's financial and political systems continues to be felt to this day. Chernow's Alexander Hamilton not only tells the story of a man's life but also provides a fascinating glimpse into the early years of the United States. Hamilton's personal and political battles, as well as his enduring influence, offer lessons about the complexities of leadership and governance. Do you think Alexander Hamilton's vision for a strong central government was ultimately beneficial for the United States? Or do you think it led to unintended consequences? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. That's it for today's 10 Minutes Gold Mine. If you found value in this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep mining for more golden knowledge. See you in the next one.